why did they start affair? And how they able to manage their families? Hi viewers. Welcome to Film Fudge. Let's dive into the details of the movie Little Children, starring Kate Winslet, Jennifer Connelly and Patrick Wilson, directed by Todd Field, released in 2006. Sarah Pierce lives a seemingly ordinary life with her husband Richard and their young daughter Lucy in suburban Boston. However, their marriage is in turmoil, unraveling further when Sarah discovers Richard's addiction to internet pornography. Feeling disconnected and unfulfilled, Sarah seeks solace in her routine visits to the local park. One day at the park, Sarah meets Brad Adamson, a law student and stay-at-home dad who often brings his 4-year-old son, Aaron. Brad, like Sarah, struggles with dissatisfaction in his life, feeling overshadowed by his successful and controlling wife, Kathy. A spark of mutual attraction develops between Sarah and Brad, culminating in a playful dare that leads to a kiss. Though tempted by their connection, they decide not to pursue it further. The community becomes tense when news spreads that Ronnie J. McGorvey, a recently paroled sex offender, has moved back into the neighborhood. Fear escalates when Ronnie is seen snorkeling in a public pool among the children. Parents panic, and the police are called to escort him away. After the incident, Sarah and Brad take Lucy and Aaron back to Sarah's house to calm down. As the children sleep upstairs, Sarah and Brad give in to their desires and consummate their attraction in the basement. Meanwhile, Ronnie lives with his elderly mother, May, who believes that finding a romantic partner could cure his pedophilic tendencies. May arranges a date for Ronnie with a woman named Sheila, but the evening ends disastrously when Ronnie's inappropriate behavior reinforces his inability to reintegrate into society. May, steadfast in her belief in her son's potential for redemption, remains his only source of support. Brad continues to avoid taking the bar exam, prioritizing his relationship with Sarah over his professional goals. Kathy grows suspicious and arranges a dinner with Sarah, Richard, and Lucy to observe their interactions. The subtle intimacy between Brad and Sarah during the meal confirms Kathy's fears, prompting her to invite her domineering mother for an extended stay to keep Brad in check. Amid this turmoil, Brad finds solace in playing football with a local team, and Sarah begins attending his games to cheer him on. During the final game of the season, Brad scores the winning touchdown, and Sarah impulsively runs onto the field to embrace him. Caught in the heat of the moment, they kiss openly and agree to run away together, finally escaping their stifling lives. Larry Hedges, a former police officer haunted by his past, takes it upon himself to terrorize Ronnie. Obsessed with his own guilt over accidentally killing a young boy during his time on the force, Larry projects his anger and frustration onto Ronnie. One night, Larry uses a megaphone to confront Ronnie in his neighborhood. When May comes out to defend her son, Larry pushes her in the commotion, causing her to collapse from a heart attack. May is rushed to the hospital but tragically passes away. Returning home, Ronnie discovers a letter from May imploring him to be a good boy. Overcome with grief and guilt, he destroys his late mother's cherished Hummel figurines in a fit of rage before taking a knife and inflicting a grievous injury on himself. That same night, Sarah and Brad prepare to meet at the park to begin their new life together. As Brad heads there, he encounters a group of teenagers skateboarding. Wanting to prove himself, he attempts a trick but falls and knocks himself unconscious. When he regains consciousness, paramedics tend to him, and he asks them to call Kathy to meet him at the hospital. Meanwhile, Sarah arrives at the park with Lucy and sees Ronnie sitting on a swing, visibly distraught. She approaches him and learns about his mother's death. In the chaos of the moment, Lucy wanders off, prompting Sarah to panic. Forgetting about Brad, she frantically searches for her daughter. She eventually finds Lucy staring at a street lamp, picks her up, and drives her home, coming to terms with the impossibility of her dreams with Brad. As the night unfolds, Larry visits Ronnie's house to apologize for May's death. There, he finds Ronnie bleeding profusely from self-inflicted injuries. Filled with regret and a newfound compassion, Larry rushes Ronnie to the hospital. At the same time, Kathy arrives at the hospital to see Brad, bringing together the characters at a moment of reckoning. The story ends with a sense of ambiguity and subdued resolution. Each character faces the consequences of their choices, confronting their imperfections and the realities of their lives. The events of the night leave them poised to either change or accept their circumstances, underscoring the fragile and complex nature of human relationships. The film ends here. If you like this explanation, please like, share and comment this video, and subscribe to Film Fudge. Thanks for watching.